हामीले नेपालमा हजारौं चाहिँ हाम्रो मान्छेहरूलाई गुमायौँ। हामीले चाहिँ बिलियन्स अफ बिलियन्स डलरको चाहिँ हामीले क्षति भयो हाम्रा नेपालमा, र त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ हामी यहाँ बस्नेहरूलाई हामीलाई डाइरेक्ट इन्डाइरेक्ट चाहिँ त्यसले हामीलाई मर्माहत पुर्यायो। र हामी सानले चाहिँ एभ्री इयर सानको छोटो भनौँ, हामीले यो सान चाहिँ 2011मा, र हामीले वन्स अ इयर चाहिँ केही प्रोग्राम जस्तो के चाहिँ इफेक्टिभ हुन्छ कम्युनिटीमा भनेर प्रोग्राम गर्थ्यौँ। र लास्ट इयर चाहिँ तुरुन्तै त्यो भूकम्पको कति अप्रिल 24मा भयो अर्थक्वेक, त्यसपछि हामीले त्यो मे 12 को के अरे नर्सेस दिवसमा चाहिँ हामीले प्रोग्राम गर्दाखेरि मेन्टल हेल्थ को रिलेटेड अब स्ट्रेसको बारेमा चाहिँ गरेको थियौँ, र त्यो इफेक्टिभ भएको थियो। धेरै कम्युनिटीको साथीहरूले चाहिँ ल यस्ता प्रोग्रामहरू चाहिँ टाइममा गरिराख्नु पर्यो भनेर पोजिटिभ फिडब्याक इन्करेज गर्नुभएको थियो, र त्यसैलाई ध्यानमा राखेर हामीले यो प्रोग्राम चाहिँ अर्गनाइज गरेका छौँ आज। र फेरि पनि यहाँहरूको अब सपोर्ट, यहाँको सरसल्लाह त्यस्तो भयो भने यसलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो कन्टिन्यू गर्ने चाहिँ हामीले विचार गरेको छौँ। र आज यति धेरै प्रोग्रामहरू हुँदाहुँदै पनि यहाँहरू अब विकेन्डको आफ्नो फ्यामिलीका टाइम, आफ्नो पर्सनल टाइमलाई मिलाएर यसरी आइदिनु भएको छ। यहाँहरू सबैजनालाई वेलकम गर्न आजको अर्गनाइजिङ कमिटी पियुएल इनिसिएटिभका सानको तर्फबाट र मेरो व्यक्तिगत मेरो फ्यामिलीको तर्फबाट यहाँहरू सबैजनालाई वेलकम गर्न चाहन्छु। र खुसीको कुरो यो जुन आजको प्रोग्रामलाई व्हाइट हाउस इनिसिएटिभ पेसिफिक आइसल्यान्ड उहाँहरूले चाहिँ इन्करेज र सपोर्ट गरेर हामीलाई चाहिँ लेटर पठाउनु भएको छ, विच इज सो ग्रेट फर अस हैन। र अब हाम्रो आजको प्रोग्राम चाहिँ एकदमै इन्टरेक्टिभ र इन्फर्मल खालको चाहिँ प्रोग्राम हो, किनभने अब प्रोग्राम गरिसकेपछि चाहिँ हामीले विशेष गरेर हामीले मेन्टल हेल्थलाई चाहिँ अब हाम्रो कम्युनिटीमा त्यति धेरै प्रायोरिटी दिँदैनौँ जति हामीले चाहिँ फिजिकल हेल्थलाई दिन्छौँ। र आजको प्रोग्राममा हाम्रो डक्टर गुरुङ पियुएल
other person who inspired me to start this is Dr. TJ Ida, who happens to be here. Please raise your hand. Please welcome her. This morning we will support us. Also, unless I was powered by my friend Mark Gordon here, and research led by, we're going pretty strong on this. We are doing some research. About 400 people participate in the survey, and that research is led by Dr. Surendra B. Radhikari, who is back in Nepal, who has sent some messages we'll share with you in just a few minutes. And 3 Nepali American mental health experts right here. Anshu is right here, Bharati is right here, Bharati Devkota, and Rupsa Singh, candidate for clinical psychology. Without their help, we could not do this. We could not start this initiative. Also, of course, supported by the White House initiative of Asian American Pacific Islanders, and where our own Sanjita Pradhan is one of the commissioners. So we are supported by all of these high power, and this is a very sensitive topic, as you all know. And the fact that we have started the conversation is, I think, probably proved as a landmark. So quickly, my job is to give you an overview. Everybody should have the program with you. If you haven't, you can get it from the desk over there. So the first part of the program was the memorial, of course, that was facilitated by America Nepal Women's Association. Thank you for that. Now that in this very quick segment of this second program, we will give a brief overview of the results that we have received from the survey and the focus groups that we have done. And then, very important part of this segment is there is a testimony from a friend of ours, a Nepali Bahini, Jasli उहाँलाई डिप्रेसन भएको टेस्टिमोनी दिनुभएको छ त्यो हामी सुनेछौँ अनि त्यसमा हामी इन्टरेक्ट गर्नेछौँ। म एउटा कुरो यहाँलाई के भन्न चाहन्छु भने यो प्रोग्राम तपाईँहरूको हो। आजको यो प्रोग्राम हाम्रो भाषण दिने प्रोग्राम होइन, त्यसै कारण यो अलिकति अर्कै किसिमको प्रोग्राम हो। त्यसै कारण हामी करिब 5 मिनटमै तपाईँहरूलाई इन्गेज गराउन सुरु गरिहाल्नेछौँ। र त्यसो भन्दै म मेरो 2 शब्द टुङ्ग्याउँदै म अन्शु बस्नेतलाई यहाँबाट प्रोग्राम अगाडि बढाउन अनुरोध गर्छु।
I can't sit still, so I have to move around, so I hope you guys don't mind, okay? So I'm going to be sharing the message from Dr. Surendra Adhikari, who is a research lead. He is from the Ohio Mental Health Agency. Currently, he is in Nepal, so he couldn't be here. He really wanted to be here. Instead, he shared some notes from our research, and I'm going to kind of just briefly summarize it for you. Okay. So basically, he wanted you all to know that he is very sorry he couldn't be here. This is his actual brief note, so if you want to take a look at it later, that's fine. I'm just going to give you an overall. So as part of this initiative, we did research part, right? We went to a lot of different functions in Maryland, in different parts of the country, right? We had a lot of partners helping us kind of fill out a survey. What happened to our emotional health right after the earthquake and several months afterwards? So we gathered information at picnics. One of the events I went to was at the Pintuna in November. There were a lot of different programs throughout our Nepali community here. So what we found out was, it was pretty significant, the trauma, the anxiety, the worry was pretty significant at the beginning, especially the first week. So 68%, I don't want to get too bogged down in the statistics, but 68% worried about family and friends in Nepal, right? So that's worrisome, even though we're not in Nepal. I mean, yeah, close how are we doing presently, right? Several months, so it's almost a year. Today, tomorrow will be a year exactly. We learned that it's still quite difficult. About 41% of the people, Nepali Americans throughout the U.S. said it's quite difficult and they are still worried about family and friends. So what does this say? This says that the effects of the earthquake is long-standing. And then even before the earthquake, if we had emotional issues, it's going to be what we call compounded or amplified. So it's going to be even harder for people to manage their mental health or emotional health. And we'll be using the term interchangeably, mental health and emotional health. Right? So Dr. Adhikari would like you to know that the anxiety, just worry about behaviors, people felt that pretty quickly, immediately, right? We also experienced anxiety through our family and friends who are in Nepal, right? We can call that like secondary trauma or secondary anxiety symptoms. He also wanted us to know that the mental health systems, behavioral health system, emotional health systems need to work together with the family because the family is a major, major part of our success, our mental health. So just working with one member of the Nepalese community is not going to be enough. And from my clinical experience, working with caretakers is very important. Mommy buaसँग छोराछोरीको पिर छ भने मम्मी बुवासँग काम गरे भने मिलेर teamwork कसै गरे भने we are at a better success rate that way. Okay? And one last thing is that we are not culturally sensitive when it comes to delivering emotional and mental health services. That's a note for DJ to put down, right? So that's something we need to work at the national level as well as the local level so that people feel comfortable. So that will look like delivering services in Nepali, right? So मेरो Nepali patients I have Indian, Pakistani, a lot of other South Asians. And Nepali it's very difficult for us to seek help. हाम्रो culture एकदम complex छ बुझ्दैन भनेर है तर नेपाली फ्यामिलीहरु आउनु भयो भने अलि बिस्तारै 2-3 सेसन पछि राम्रैसँग मजासँग एंगेज गर्नुहुन्छ. So once They are engaged after 2-3 sessions in Nepali American families. They engage pretty well, and you see a pretty rapid success rate, progress rate. Then I'm able to work with them to say, hey, you know, maybe medication is something we need to consider. Let's work on some coping skill. How do you manage stress without judging them, without using any kind of negative judgments? And when we talk about emotional health, there's a lot of stigma attached, okay? Now I'm going to pass this to Mark.
It's hard for me to say Dr. Guru. He and I have been very good friends and colleagues for a long time. So I call him DK. Only out of the highest degree of respect and affection. So, but I was thinking, why did I become so involved? Besides, you know, DK calling me. When I was 1½, my father had a breakdown. And back then, unfortunately, the treatment of choice was shock therapy. Wires to that end. And you know, I didn't know about that till I was 19. It was a family secret for all those years. And I can tell you, as a sensitive child in that family, I absorbed all the stress that wasn't talked about. And I know how much that weighed me down. So I guess there's something in my heart, in my blood, about this cause. We need to come out of the closet and share. And when we can find, and these are the 4 main points that I want to say. When people feel safe and secure, because my father finally did go into therapy. Some practically a stranger said, "You're crazy. You don't need shock therapy. Get into psychotherapy." But my mother and he, all those years, you know, you just do what the doctor said. And once he went into therapy, guess what? He never needed shock therapy again. That was crazy. Keeping it a secret, that was the craziness. So let's find people, places, avenues where we can share. And one thing and this is not hard research, but we sensed, at least not the youngest generation of women, but maybe some of the later generations of women seemed a little less comfortable doing the surveys, participating in at least in one of the focus groups we ran. So, more a question to the women. Do you feel that it's easy or difficult to talk about these kinds of issues in the family, for yourselves? We want to know, because we think it's important that everyone have the freedom to be real, to open up. I did a focus group with Bhutanese Nepali for the Asian community center in Cleveland. And one gentleman said to me, you know, people come up to me and just talk to me. They somehow trust me. That's what we want to do. We want to create Be Well facilitators in our community who can be a bridge between individuals and families and community resources. So if you think you have the desire and the people skills, the people like talking to you, are you a good listener? Please let us know. We'd love to help you become even a better champion. That's my friend's expression, because these people truly are champions. And finally, we've come to appreciate that so many things connect, whether it's pursuing the American dream stress, everyday stress, language difficulties and challenges, work stress, not just work stress or not being work, but I know too many people who have wonderful training back home in Nepal, but are underemployed in the United States. That, to me, weighs heavily on my heart. Because I just think when you have a talent, you want to express it. You want to share it. And we have to fight for that. Transportation's an issue. Immigration status. Just the changes of life. Kids going away to college. Parents, you know, my father, when, you know, he died recently. All kinds of life changes. And when you especially have your heart here and have your heart in Nepal, we carry that around every day. So all these factors can be part of the challenge of living life successfully, healthfully, and to the fullest. Thank you.
Previously mentioned. So we ask all to please be respectful, turn off your phones. This is a very sensitive topic, and we want you